it's really great, and it's a wonderful city to live.
Bill, as a part of the show, we always do a rapid fire. Are you open to a rapid fire round?
Yeah, okay. But yeah, of course. Yeah.
Go ahead, say what you're saying.
Yeah, but some of the one thing that I've learned, and piece of my investment advice that I've always been given, is don't predict the direction of markets. That's always a hard one.
Understood. But we've already made the disclosure that you're a marathon runner, not a sprinter.
Okay.
You have needs to prove it.
All right.
So let's just try that, okay? An Indian promoter that you have admired over the 30 years you're visiting India.
Well, I mean, we use the HDFC example, so I'll be consistent in my thoughts. Deepak Parekh, has been, kind of the guiding light behind the strategy there. So, clearly just, very admirable individual.
Great. You live in London, you travel the world.
Yep.
3 people you could invite to your house for a drink and dinner. Who would they be, living or dead?
It's a very eclectic group of people. First one would be Ben Franklin.
Really?
Yes.
He's a lovely
human being.
Munger's favorite too, Charlie Munger's.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I did not know that. And I didn't choose him because of that, because I honestly didn't know it. He was a scientist, a tinkerer, an experimenter. He was...
Statesman, philanthropist.
Yeah, philanthropist, a diplomat. He did a lot of things in a lot of different areas. He had the science part of his brain, the artistic part of his brain, all wrapped up together. He would have made a perfect investor.
Ben Franklin. The other 2?
George Orwell. I mean, you look at his writings, 1984. Look at what's happening in technology. How right was he?
Animal Farm.
Animal Farm. All animals are equal, but other animals are more equal. I mean, how right is that in politics and a lot of things in society today?
Last one.
No, so that to me shows foresight, which is important in investing.
Investing, of course.
And the other one is Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman, I've spent a lot of time studying the Civil War in the United States. She ran the Underground Railroad in the United States, helping slaves escape from the South into the North. She was bold. She was dedicated to her cause. She was tough as nails, and she led from the front, which was really important in my mind.
That is an eclectic list. A politician in an emerging market who gets it.
I'll tell you, we're not politicians at Fidelity, so I'm looking for the next Lee Kuan Yew. I really am.
From Singapore.
Yeah, Lee Kuan Yew is, obviously...
They don't make him like him anymore.
They don't make him like him. He was bold, and he took a country, that had a messy divorce from Malaysia, and, now look at it.
In a generation changed it.
Exactly.
A great choice. The best investment advice that you've ever received?
Don't fall yourself to thesis creep. Whenever one point in your investment thesis tends to creak a little bit, the others start to fall pretty quickly. I have found that good sellers of stocks, when the thesis changes, tend to be very good investors.
And by that you mean if your investment thesis changes, sell the stock, get out of it?
Yes. The problem we have is when we visit management teams, we tend to really like the management teams. We tend to, in general, have very positive biases towards them, positive feelings towards them. But stories do change. And when they change, you have to be very dogmatic in terms of selling.
The world is getting richer. The world is getting more connected. So over the next 5 years, would you buy luxury goods stocks or semiconductor stocks?
Well, if you look at the midterm, semiconductor stocks had a terrible year last year. And there's lots and lots of demand drivers. Demand drivers from AI, demand drivers from...
Data centers.
Exactly, data centers, a variety of applications. Where I would argue the stocks have gone down because of cyclical concerns, but the structural drivers have gotten better. That's usually a good risk reward.
Semiconductors. My wife will be disappointed.
Yes.
If I tell you ChatGPT, what do you say?
That's another driver for semiconductors. It's going to revolutionize AI, and you're going to need a lot of semis to do it. I tried to go on. I was telling you last night. I tried to go on and just enter in a few things, and they said, "Sorry, we're at capacity. Come back later." And that means that they need more capacity. That means more servers, more semis to power that.
Which would be a bigger hotspot in the world, Ukraine or the Taiwanese Straits?
That's a political thing. It's too hard to take a view on that.
Above your pay scale.
What's that?
Above my pay scale. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you rather get seats to the Super Bowl game that's this weekend or World Cup football?
Well, I'm a diehard New York Giants fan, and
so baseball.
But the idea being that I root for the New York Giants and the team that's playing the Philadelphia Eagles. So I'd like to go and see the Chiefs beat the Eagles.
Okay. You travel for a living.
Yeah.
I mean, you're out of a suitcase most of the year. Which country would you like to visit as a tourist?
Whenever I get a chance to go on a holiday, I like to come back to India because I've seen India in a lot of professional settings. You stay in a hotel and you visit companies, you go to offices and all of that. And I try to travel in much of India at my leisure. So right before COVID, we went to northern Italy. I took my daughter to northeast India to look at the tree root bridges.
Really? Yes,
yeah,
of course.
Which was phenomenal. She's a structural engineer, so she did her senior thesis on that. And that was amazing. And then I've been down to, a couple of years before that, we were down in Kerala, down in the backwater. So my next trip, I want to go up somewhere into Rajasthan and, go hiking in the foot.
Well,
yeah.
Your answer made you a lot of friends in India, I'm sure about that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. The Tourism Authority thanks you.
Yes.
Higher or lower of the next year? Just
Okay.
in your gut feeling. The sensex,
Higher.
NASDAQ,
Higher.
Hang Seng,
Higher.
gold,
Higher.
Bitcoin.
I'm not going to comment on Bitcoin. I'll comment on crypto. Crypto is very volatile and too difficult to predict. Above my above my pay grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oil
Oil will be higher.
and the dollar.
The dollar will be lower.
Well, you've done a really good rapid fire round. Nothing makes a man so